First of all, I want to congratulate our men and women's cross country team for what they were able to accomplish at the start of our championship season. Anytime you can, obviously, perfect score. The mid side is pretty dominant. They the consecutive run continues both on the men and women's side, win the conference championship. So, I want to definitely applaud, Coach Chapman and the staff and the district school. They're the ones that go into competition first, and we're just excited for them and what the future looks like when you put them together along with all of our athletes who train in fall right now as we get ready for the indoor season. So we are pretty excited about the regional meet and the national meet for them. So I think that's an appropriate starting point for me. So.
Coach, you often emphasize that your focus extends beyond just the top runners. It's about the entire roster. How does that all-team approach shape the culture and consistency of the track and field program, and how do you see it paying off when the championship season comes around?
That's a great question. I got two incredible student athletes here, one senior in track and one junior, both who in Grace and both been at the national championship. So I think, they both have been a part of this track and field family and this tradition. So I'm gonna let both of you, answer that question for you. So we'll start.
I definitely think coming in here, one of the biggest things that Coach pushed was family. And truly, coming in here, it was nothing but that. We're all supportive of each other, no matter what the event group or what age or any different training groups. Indoor, it's easy to support each other because we're all on the track together, and you'll be on one end of the track and you can cheer for someone over jumping or over at throws, and it's just truly a family.
Yeah, with that, I totally agree with Grace. We're all a family. We have a culture of that. It's tight bond that we all have together. And it just that culture builds on top of us and leads us to win a conference and nationals. That's just what we're built upon. Or is what we got here. That's just the whole culture that Coach Gibson has applied into us ever since we got all the upperclassmen that we had learned throughout the years has showed us to do. And that's how we just train so well together and just support each other so well.
Kind of that along with that, so we know Austin, have you introduced that talent pool to the incoming freshmen?
Yeah, that's also a good question. We tie them in so well whenever they get here. Right off the bat, whenever they go to that, we get together as a group and bond with each other through activities, through training even. We all train in different groups and all together too. We just bond through training pretty much. And also we have other activities that we get to go and have fun with. The other day we did a pickleball tournament together. And that was just a great bonding experience where you get to support each other and cheer people on. And it's just an overall great environment to be a part of.
Yeah, I remember coming in my freshman year, the upperclassmen were just overly welcoming. They all know what's happening and what's going on. So, you can lean on anyone from day one and everyone will be there for you, coaches or athletes.
Was Coach Nick's son in that pickleball tournament? If so, how did you?
Unfortunately not.
I was observing, right? I was a part of it in that matter. So, great question.
Coach, you coached dozens of All-Americans and national champions. What common mindset or trait have you noticed in those athletes that today's team can learn from?
I think the biggest thing is their commitment. They're resilient. It's we have a saying here. We train with each other, not against each other. A high level unselfishness, right? And a lot of people look at track and field as an individual sport. There's times where you are competing as an individual in terms of the event itself, but we view track and field as a complete team, complete family sport. You cannot be successful with one event compared conference-wise or nationally. We won 9 national titles because we've been a complete team, a complete unit, a complete family. And that happens because of the time that we spend together with each other, training with each other, and not against each other. So it makes a significant difference in the outcome of the success we've been able to have.
What was the biggest adjustment or focus area this preseason nutrition recovery race strategy that you think could help the team peak at the right time?
I think the biggest thing, one of the biggest things is that I'll touch base on it, and I'll let both of them touch base on it, is we always have a goal in the fall, doing our fall training is that we want to leave for Christmas break healthy. And so one of our models this year is more is not always better. And so there's times where we really are trying to pay attention to the progress. And when you're ahead of schedule, you feel like as a coach you're ahead of schedule, then sometimes it's good for us to pull a day of training out of the schedule. For a morning group, we've had a couple of morning training sessions that we've already pulled our athletes out of and gave them that we got that additional day off just because we're ahead and you feel good about where we're at. But our number one goal has been, let's go along for Christmas break and be healthy, right? And if everybody's healthy leaving for Christmas break, prayerfully and hopefully they're coming back healthy after Christmas break, right? And so that's probably been our number one focus this fall is we want to train intelligently and smart with the passion behind it, but we really want to be mindful of the mileage that we put on their bodies as well. So.
Yeah. So I'm primarily a javelin thrower, and coaches always ask me, Coach Ropes has always asked me every single day, like, how's your arm feel? Are you feeling good? And like, he'll give me heads up on days where I'm going to do heavy volume so I can like properly prepare for it and warm up properly for it. And he's always just keeping tabs on me, like, how are you feeling? Do you feel good? And like, if I'm sore, I'll lay off a little bit on it. If I'm feeling really good, we'll increase the volume. Like yesterday, for example, we had a pretty good volume day, and he asked me just earlier today, I was like, how are you feeling? I said, I'm feeling good. And so tomorrow we're going to attack it again with that same intensity and just get after it.
Obviously, some training days are just going to be more volume no matter what you do, but I mean, coach is always there in the beginning, the middle, the end, asking, checking up how everyone's doing. So we're all feeling very strong this season, preseason so far. Have good training sessions on both the track and in the weight room. Yeah.
I think people kind of underestimate like what kind of studios and especially really just track and field, right? So how easy or difficult is from going from indoor season, the outdoor season, the spring, and start all over the summer in the back?
It's honestly just like a kind of like a continuous cycle. Like obviously preseason we're a little bit less volume, and then before we hit like competition season it's pretty heavy, and then once we get into competition season we start to taper down because we're competing at a high level against other high level athletes. And so indoor to outdoor it's not a huge difference. I mean, other than we're outside, but I mean training is just as intense and as methodical as indoor, and summer is just to keep us in shape and be ready to come back.
Yeah, similar sort of degrees. I would throw, obviously I'm not necessarily a runner, but for my training for indoor to outdoor, it's more for like indoor is more for training and like technique wise for me, really fine tuning the things that might have went wrong past season and just overall better myself and look at the fine detail stuff. So I can master that, so I can apply that to the outdoor season. And then for the summer, it's just kind of maybe take a week or two off, kind of recover and reset, and then look back on the past season and reflect on it, and then to set goals for the next season, and then train through the summer. Like Grace said, just stay healthy and keep in shape, and then once fall hits, you attack it even more intense. So you can prepare for the indoor and outdoor season.
You know, one of the things for us is that our summers are used to recover, right? And so I've had a number of colleagues around the country that looks at our, you know, they want to know what we're doing in the summertime, and they're like blown away. You know, we don't have athletes just killing themselves for some kind. The whole goal is that we want them at their best 4 times of the year: indoor conference, indoor nationals, outdoor conference, outdoor nationals. And so you have to be mindful of your periodization of your training and what that looks like in summer months. We don't have to, you know, these are two that I don't have to worry about what they're doing in the summertime because they've been at the national meet competing, right? But that goes along with the athletes who just missed getting to the national meet or has goals to get to the national meet. And so we want to be very, very mindful of what we're doing in the summertime. Matter of fact, some of our athletes are doing more than what we want them to do in the summertime just because they feel good or they hit that mark, right? Or they was at a national meet. And so, you know, they want more. So we want to, you know, we really want to be smart about that. And again, we say this over and over again, more is not always better. Let's get the good quality in, and that quality is really going to stand the test of time for us to be successful at the elite level. But I'm going to be honest with you, as a coaching staff, we're extremely excited about both men, women, and six. We truly feel like we have started off where we left off last year at the end of the national championships, conference championships. You know, when you walk away from basically, essentially, between cross country and track and field, winning 5 of the 6, and the one we did win, unfortunately, we lost by 4 points. We got DQ'd at the race that we would have had 5 points, so we would have won by 1. So, but those things happen too, right? And so you got a lot from that. So we got a very talented team, incredible leadership. And we definitely are extremely excited about what the indoor season is going to look like.
With recent Staff of the Year honors, what's the behind-the-scenes process that athletes feel but fans don't really see?
Repeat that one more time?
Sorry. With Staff of the Year honors, what's the behind-the-scenes process that athletes feel but fans don't really see?
We have an incredible staff that loves sport. And each one of our staff members, we lose sleep when our athletes don't perform at a high level, right? It will never be the blame put on I think great coaches the blame on themselves when athletes don't perform at a high level. All right, so we have coaches that are bound and determined to see our athletes succeed. We also have great coaches who are not afraid to ask for help and assistance in terms of, I'm missing something. Am I not seeing something? Let's look at this mileage work. Is it too much? Is it, too little? What additional things that we should be doing? And so we have a coaching staff that's committed to a high level of excellence. And so behind the scenes is at times a loss of sleep because we know we should have this relay or we should have this athlete performing at a high level, and for some reason they're not. And so we got to figure out and discover what that is. But we're going to take that up on ourselves and not up on the athletes. Now, obviously, the athletes have personal decisions they have to make as well. But I would say that's one of the things behind the scenes is that we have a coaching staff that's very close, and we are constantly talking to one another, even outside events, because most of us have coached other events, right, in our time. And so it's good to be able to bounce things off of each other. So I think that's probably one of the things behind the scenes that people didn't realize. I think the other thing that's behind the scenes is that we are the largest team on campus, all right, by far. What's amazing is our retention of our student athletes. See, track and field, cross country is just about being able to hit a personal best. Right? So, one of the blessings for our sport is that we don't have a first team or a second team. We don't have a varsity or a JV. Everybody's varsity working to achieve at a varsity level. So I think that's probably behind the scenes. A lot of times, a lot of work of trying to make sure every one of our student athletes feel loved and cared and supported for. And that's probably a lot of work behind the scenes that we do as coaches too.